Welcome to the
noofakinpodcast
podcast with your host Jay Rudy.
and Mr. Third Strike himself.
No background ledger checking in, man. What's good, y'all?
Okay. We back, man.
Come
We
on,
back for
man.
another pod episode. First off, how y'all boys feeling?
Blessed and highly favored. I can't complain. Even if I could, I wouldn't. Come on now.
Feeling good, feeling great,
Mm-hmm.
living a little better,
Okay. That's what's up, man.
So let's get into it. Let's get
Mhm.
into it. Purpose versus platform.
Okay.
What that mean? When you chasing the clout, everybody, even in Proverbs they say, you want multiple streams of income, but especially us being on a social media platform, when you're chasing clout, and I don't even want to use that word, but when you're chasing clout or a huge following, how do you stay kingdom focused?
Yeah, I feel like some people some people some people will see it as far as like a job.
Okay.
So there's no like this distinction really. Cause they be like, that's my job. That's the type of work I'm doing. Or I don't go to your job, tell you how to do your job.
Okay.
Where it shouldn't be like that. It should be like God should get all the glory from everything that you're doing. But people don't see it like that.
No, that's real. That's
Mhm.
real. What's your take on that, Shell?
Uh, hey, man, you gotta have, like, in a sense, you gotta, like, kind of keep God at the front first, most, like, whenever you're doing something or whatever you, like, put out in your platform, you always want to just, like, make sure, like, you're talking to God, you keeping God within everything that you do.
Okay.
So it don't stray off of, or it don't veer off into something different. Because once you start doing stuff for like money and things of that nature, it can always get twisted, or like your basically like your integrity can always get twisted if you're not like having God at the front most.
And something I noticed too that a lot of people fail to do, including myself. I know I lacked in this for a long time, where we try to keep God only in our spiritual walk. Meaning, if we're not doing anything we consider spiritual or, kingdom related, we don't even seek God for guidance, or we don't even include God in those things. Like, prime example, working out. I started praying, right before I go work out. I asked the Lord for strength. I asked the Lord for guidance. I asked the Lord for protection. You know what I mean? To make sure that I'm not getting injured when I'm doing these heavy lifts, or just so I can have a good workout. And
Yeah.
I've seen improvement, like when I include God in other aspects. And even when, like, I'm building my platform again, especially on TikTok, Twitch, etc. But I want to make sure that I don't get blinded by trends, because I think that's where a lot of people tend to fall. Is like, oh, this trend is popping. Because like, there's nothing wrong with jumping on certain trends, but then you also got to sit back and realize, okay, is this a harmless trend, or does it completely go against everything that I stand for, everything that God stands for?
You gotta keep your integrity when you like looking at certain things. Like if it don't sit well with your spirit, don't go do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do
Yeah.
it at all.
Yeah, because I feel like nowadays people trying to intermingle everything. Like one instant it could be about God, then it'll be about worldly. Like
Hmm.
they trying to put all of them together. And that goes to the because the BET Award just passed, right?
Yeah.
And I seen a clip where Glorilla won like the best
The artist
gospel.
of the year. That caught me
Yeah,
off
yeah, yeah.
guard. Boy, I was not expecting that.
Even it caught her off guard. It caught her off guard too. And it's like if we really had like boundaries and stuff like that, BT wouldn't play like that. And
You know her real name is Gloria Hallelujah.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. So it was like I seen and on the comments I see people like, oh, that's her job. She, watching she wanted it was a gospel song and all that type of stuff. And she was like she was thinking like Kurt Franklin, but a lot of people felt like she shouldn't won like the best gospel song. It should have been like actually a gospel
Artist, yeah.
artist because she wanted. That's like her first BET award, I think. Her first BET award is a gospel award.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
it's because she made a song with Kurt Franklin, I think. Yeah.
I think I think it was Maverick City. She
Yeah,
made a song,
Maverick. Yeah,
yeah, she
Maverick.
made a song with Maverick. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think there was an. I think they was nominated too, but they won the song for that. So watching that, how that made y'all boys feel?
Me, I don't really watch the BET
I ain't.
Awards no
I'm
more,
saying
but
like the
yeah,
clips.
I know. It caught me off guard for sure because I didn't even hear that song because when I think of Glorilla, I don't think of best gospel artist
Yeah, you
of
think
the
about
year.
like 7 p.m. Friday.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Feel me?
She make catchy club music.
Mhm.
Like I give her that. She make a lot of catchy music, but I did not. That just caught me off guard. I was like, oh snap. I said interesting. Like it's no good or bad comment. It's interesting. Like this is where the world going. Like and you. I mean, it's not surprising that it came from the BET Awards though.
And like especially nowadays, like where a lot of trends, a lot of things go viral. Because recently, I think Keith Lee did a dance, right?
I ain't gonna lie. People were in a uproar, boy.
I ain't see the uproar, but people, I seen a lot of people is like at the end of the song, basically, because it said like some I think cuss word, like basic Christians. They was trying to do the dance, but they were like, somebody please make a Christian version of it,
So they could do the dance.
so we could do the trend. And I think they did. Then
That's
they did
another
make it.
thing I think
That's
that
what I'm
needs to,
saying.
like, kind of stop. You
Hmm
know, like I feel like a lot of people like keep trying to like make like Christianity like a
Worldly.
trending topic or like we don't have to like incorporate like it don't have to be like oh something come out like a song come out and then like instantly oh yeah we need a Christian version of it.
Yeah.
It's like like you can separate these things, like make a whole new thing. Like you want like when he did the dance, in my head it was just like all right, like I didn't view Keith Lee as like this um like this the top or like someone that's like just like oh highly in the Christian community. So that's why when like people are like
No, but
going in on
did
stuff.
he get judged? He didn't get judged for that.
No, a lot of people judge him, but
Oh,
the
for real?
but the reason they was judging him.
Oh, I
So
didn't see that.
the reason they was judging him, a point that one creator made was, because he made a video, then he made a response to that video, because Keith Lee got a following too. He said, "I never said to cancel Keith Lee. Keith Lee didn't do anything predominantly bad from making that video, but the reason that he made his initial video is because Keith Lee." He the image that he presents is he's spirit led. He do everything out the kind of his heart, because he's a God fearing man. He's a Christian. So the backlash per se from him making that video is saying because you have such a big following, you should be a little bit more mindful on the things you indulge in. But on the same token, Keith Lee before the fame was been doing stuff like that.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't see him as like like everybody got going on him about this or like the whole Christianity.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that because it's like
I don't know, like he like certain things, like I said, like certain things if you don't sit well with your spirit, just you have the ability. Like I think people sometimes forget like they have the ability to scroll past things or like
and it
ignore
goes back
things
to
or
people like
no not interested in this or like. You don't have to watch. You don't have to watch certain things or comment on certain things. If it don't sit well with your spirit, don't indulge in it. Why are you indulging in it?
and it goes back to people putting too much faith in
And
people.
yeah,
Because it's like, oh, he did that, now my spiritual walk messed
yeah,
up. Like,
he has nothing to do with your spiritual life.
exactly. Like, you still got to take accountability for your actions, and that's one thing I didn't really agree with the creator. Like, it would have been different if Keith Lee was a deacon, a pastor, somebody ordained by God to be in that leading position and have a flock. But he's a social media influencer that was just doing it just cause.
At the end of the day, he got his walk with God, and you got your walk with God. So it's like, you need to focus on your walk. Like, I think a lot of people fall victim into like seeing what other people are doing, and like they just want to be like, oh, like they try to put fault into like other people for what they're doing. But it's like, bro, like you're in control of your own. You're in control of your own. Um, your
Actions and stuff. Yeah.
actions. And, like you gotta like try to control your flesh as best as possible.
But granted, you do have to be careful though, because sometimes when you have a big influence, you could lead, you know,
People astray.
people astray. You feel me? Sometimes you gotta be, but like you said, like Keith not a.
That's not him.
He's not.
That's not the role he took. He did not pick up that cross. He did not pick up that mantle. He's never got on social.
But I didn't see that video though. I didn't see the video when
bro, there was this guy with dreads, and then a couple of people was agreeing with him, but then Keith Lee got such a big following, a lot of people was bashing him in the comments because they was like, "Oh, you're dumb. Nobody ever gonna cancel Keith Lee." But he was like, "I was never saying to cancel Keith Lee. I was just saying." He was telling him to use his platform wisely, but once again,
did he respond to it?
No, Keith Lee don't. Keith Lee not responding.
At the end of the day, who are you to tell him how to
use his platform? Exactly. Because literally he been making those videos when he was small. He sit in his car. He do his because they showed old videos when he didn't have dreads. He still had a fro, probably living out his car doing no dances. And if you listen to Keith Lee background, like. He's not saying I'm here to be the preacher or the shepherd of y'all. I'm just doing me, fam. And I'm trying to lead with a good heart.
It's a such thing as being like overly opinionated. Like you don't have to like comment on everything that someone does. Like if you like I said, like at the beginning of it, if it don't sit well with your soul, if it don't sit well with your spiritual walk, don't indulge in it.
Don't indulge in it.
Just skip past it. You have the ability. Like I think. A lot of people need to realize that you have a lot of self-control in this world. Like you have a lot of free will, and people don't be using their free will how they need to use their free will. It's like you could have easily scrolled past that video and be like, this ain't something that I'm into,
Yeah, and to touch back up on the initial topic is like just continuing to take a step back every time you hit a milestone, every time you hit another goal. Take a step back and be like, okay. Did I edify God on this journey? How can I edify God? How can I edify the kingdom? And that's a realignment that I've been doing lately, especially with my fitness page. I am introducing pretty much something that's very tied into faith and fitness. So where I am finding ways to show that you can include your passion and God, within reason, of course, because there's a lot of principles that a lot of people in the fitness world practice that can definitely be translatable into your spiritual walk with God, because both take discipline, both take self-control, both take delayed gratification, and there's a lot of different principles. Just recentering yourself, right? Because you have to be set apart to get that body that you want, and you have to be set apart when you're walking with God.
One of my favorite quotes is like, when you finally receive what you've been asking for, don't forget to like praise God at the end of the day that like you're finally here, like you finally made it. Like once you start, like I think a lot of people fall victim to like when they finally start receiving what they've been asking for this whole time, they forget like who actually brought them to that place, And I think we all need to be big and within like praising God within whatever milestone that we do hit, like whatever like you said, like earlier in the video, like before we go do something, bring that little prayer in or say that prayer up to God. So before you go do that thing, like he gives you that strength. He gives you that motivation that you need. That's a good thing that you said earlier in the video. You know.
And you're gonna reaffirm you too, bro, because there's a lot of new ventures that I'm partaking. I'm definitely gonna uh let our supporters know a little bit more deeper as it unfold. Keep you all in the loop. There's a lot of things I'm working on in the background with, that is to elevate me in a different standing and the people around me. But every step of the way, I'm praying to God. I'm like, okay, is this it? You know what I mean? And each step, He's giving me confirmation. Yeah, I'm right here with you. Keep pushing. Keep going forward. You know what I mean? And he just continued to give you signs. And that goes back to the next topic I was going to have. It was like the Holy Spirit or the hustle, right? So it's like, how do you know if God's guiding our goals or our ambitions? Because in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 23 and 24, it's a powerful verse. It says, I say, just because you can do anything, that don't mean you should do everything. Just because you can do anything, that don't mean that everything is beneficial for you. Don't be concerned for your own good, but for the good of others, right? And pretty much what that's saying is, and it kind of goes back to the Keith Lee situation, right? Just because you could do stuff, it's your platform. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but you also got to be mindful to the people watching you. Like, even though this don't affect my walk with God, but if I do this, can it affect somebody else's walk with God? And that's why there's a lot, there's a lot of trends. I'm like, ooh, if I did this, I could go viral. But one, it don't really sit right with my branding, with the kingdom, and two, it might lead people astray that God used me to bring to the kingdom. So even if I could go viral off of it, there's other ways to go viral. I'm not even going to even touch that trend because it's too borderline. You know what I mean?
So, question: you know how you make fitness content, right?
Mm-hmm.
I be seeing it was a video this lady made, and it was about this guy. So he was talking about like the Bible, but he had his shirt off.
Yeah, that's called spiritual thirst trapping,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. So, do you feel like it's the same way?
So that's why I'm very cautious on how I post when I post, because
I even seen a video about, I think what was the pastor like?
oh no, that was my end, bro. He had a tank top on. They were in the
recording
church.
a
There was song,
song.
and people was like, "Oh, he's trying to thirst trap." I looked at first. I'm like, "Dang, in the church tank top, bro." It was a bro tank. You know what I mean? It's not like his. You know what I'm saying? It was a regular bro tank. He's not giving the word. He's recording a gospel song with his friends. And at that point, it's just you have some lustful desires that you need to get under control. Like everybody that's seen something wrong with that video, you have lustful desires.
They be going there. You can't do nothing on TikTok, bro.
Because and depending on your title, bro, you're no longer human, right? You become your title, and that can be very detrimental. Not even just to the person, but to you viewing them, because now they can't do normal human things. Like the title they have, yes, is a position. Yes, they need to act accordingly, but at the end of the day, they are still human, bro. So for them to like, oh, he can't be in a bro tank. I'm looking at the video. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to find the pastor they talking about, bro, because everybody was dressed appropriately, bro.
But that goes to my point, though. Like, do you feel like it's different based on what everybody was doing, as far as like him having his shirt off, talking about like the word of God, then being like a Christian fitness?
Okay, so once again, so everything I'm saying is on the situation.
Is it looked at differently?
Right. So everything I'm about to say is on the situation and on the person and how it can be perceived. Right.
Mm-hmm.
If I set the atmosphere for something sensual,
Yeah.
and I'm reading scripture, knowing that a lot of women are looking for a handsome, God-fearing man, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have my shirt off. Now I'm inviting the spirit of lust into that to that space. Mm-hmm. I may have the lights low dim to add more to that atmosphere, and then I'm speaking in a low sensual voice. You're gonna lead people astray. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm not saying that was his intentions, because I don't really know his intentions. But once again, like 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 23 says, just because you can do everything, that don't mean everything is beneficial. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have all rights to utilize your platform like that. You have all rights to read the word. Yes, spread the gospel. but what is your motive behind it? Where your heart at? And that's something I can't answer. Only him and God can answer that. But back to the fitness concept, me, I ain't never been a thirst trap type of guy. You know what I mean? Like, but I post my fitness videos. One, either maybe displaying my strength or displaying something witty or humorous that happened in the gym. And sometimes I may include, a scripture that can back up the exercise that I'm doing.
Yeah.
In like one of my last videos, I was benching 125 on each side, and the scripture that I put on the screen was pretty much alluding to the Lord. The Lord guide my hands. I'm able to bend bronze bowls. You know what I mean? And it went hand in hand with the video, right? So stuff like that to continue to realign myself, because you may do something unknowingly and everybody come at you, and that's the dangerous part about social media. It's something that might be innocent to you
Yeah.
and in your household. Once you post it, you're seeing different perspectives that you would never, like, whoa, that's weird.
Do you think like it's based on the creator? Cause people be wanting you to portray a lifestyle as far as like being a Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
This perfect lifestyle, right? But once you open up and it's like, wait, oh, he's not perfect. And at that point, that's where like all the judgments come in. Like, I'm like, so it's like you do you have to present it as like when you first start, like, hey, I'm not perfect, I'm not this, I'm not that, because some of the pages be like consistent as far as like, they got a lot of people be looking up to them like, oh my god,
Yeah.
they look so perfect. They have this girl in there, they be like bashing her a lot. I forgot her name. Damn, I forgot her name though. But they be feeling like she's fake and stuff like that. She had to get a break from the whole social media, because she felt like her mental wasn't correct because people was keep bashing her a lot.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't know if it was the one that got the BBL or it was somebody else, but I forgot her name. But because it goes to my point, like it's hard being like a Christian content creator.
Because you are put on a
A
platform
pedestal,
and a
yeah.
pedestal. It's like, bro, I can't sneeze hard
Mhm.
without somebody judging me and questioning your walk with God.
Yeah.
But one thing I also make sure I do is, like, I'm always authentically myself.
Hmm.
I'm not putting on a persona. I don't want you to view me as holier than thou, because I'm
Yeah.
not doing it for you. I'm doing it as long as I continue to align myself with the good book and God. I already know, as a human, I may fall, I may slip, but I'm gonna always get back up and carry that cross,
Yeah.
right? Um, and that's why a lot of people in positions when it comes to the church, they feel alone, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I can't talk to nobody.
Yeah.
I can't, like, this phrase. Somebody look at it crazy. If they pastor's like, hey, bro, you want to grab some drinks and talk? Pastor,
Hmm.
you trying to grab drinks? You can't
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that.
That's the thing too. Like, I don't know. Like, you should be able to be human, because at the end of the day, we're all
We're a
human.
human.
We're all human. So it's like any mistakes that I do make, it shouldn't be brought to the pedestal, because like you probably making those same mistakes behind doors. So it's
And
like
Yeah.
it falls back to also like people putting other people in that godly view. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that. There's only one God. There's only one Jesus Christ. So it's like, I'm at the end of the day, I'm here with you the same way. I'm here walking through the same way that you're walking through.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't judge me for the things that I do in my life. And
to a certain extent,
Yeah. Yeah.
depending
Fact.
on
You
your
can't be
position.
wilding.
Yeah, depending on your
That's
position,
what I
for
was gonna say
sure.
too. Like, you gotta keep like certain people. You just gotta keep them in prayer too. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just like Pastor Philip Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people is waiting, like his waiting, because people always be like, oh, I knew something wasn't right about. Like they always do that.
But you know what I respect
Instead
about
of
him,
like keeping the man in prayer, because it's not easy, bro.
because one thing I
It's not
respect
easy
about
at all.
him too, when he get on that that podium, he let it be known. He said, "Bro, before all of this, I was living in sin. I was living in fornication. I didn't know God back then. He got tattoos and everything, right? He's a very unorthodox preacher of faith value.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that boy not ordained, bro. Like the Lord is not touching him when he speak. You see what I'm saying? And this kind of goes back to the topic we had. I believe we had it on the podcast when it goes to being in the church all your life or coming to God.
Yeah.
Right. He stated how his mother said that she was going to dedicate him to God when she had him because they had difficulty having him, but he didn't follow that path until he got older, right? Until he finished doing all he was doing. One night before him and his wife, they wasn't even saved yet, and they just had a moment with God and experience. And then from there, they said, "Listen, we're not sleeping in the same bed no more until we get married. We're not practicing fornication. I sleep on the couch until we walk down that aisle, until we make that commitment with God." Right? So he never came, "Oh, I don't got no skeletons." Yeah. So people like that, you can't pull skeleton. I already said that.
Yeah.
"Oh my God, did you know, Pastor?" Oh no, he said that in like his third sermon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
then the people that's waiting for that, you doing wrong yourself. You said waiting for somebody's downfall.
That's one of the worst sayings I hate, bro. People be like, "Oh, I knew something was off about."
Yeah, like why you ain't never say nothing?
They always do it.
Yeah, you just wanted everybody else.
Yeah.
So when you jump in, they'll be like, "Oh, what's wrong with this guy?"
You wait to follow the crowd, bro.
Yeah, you just didn't like it, bro. Don't say you knew already.
You already had a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Do y'all feel like masculinity is under attack? You think it's a myth or reality? Where does the Bible stand on manhood versus modern culture?
I feel like there be moments where it feels like it is under attack because like certain things that are like it's like trying to incorporate in the world or like or like how they try to like force certain things upon everything. Like as far as like TV shows, like we talked about this before, like certain TV shows they'll just like insert something that just it's like I don't know, like what it just threw me off. Like why did that?
I think they got to
go deeper though. Do you feel like it's mostly in like the black community or as men as a whole?
I think we notice it more because we're in that community, Like I think it happens in other communities, but like the things that we see are mostly incorporated in our community.
Yeah, what you think?
Say what you said again.
What you mean?
What you were just saying?
Like it's mostly in our community.
Black community?
Yeah. But that's because we pay attention to that community the most. So.
I think it is pushed more in the black community to break up the black household and continue to cause division. And it's not just with masculinity and homosexuality, but incarcerations, just whatever tool they can use to break up the black family and not have the man at the head of the household. Cause a lot of things that people don't realize is percentage wise, children growing up in a single father household have a higher percentage chance of being successful and not being incarcerated versus living in a single mother household. And it also will show that, granted, a two-home household is always better.
Yeah.
But they also show when a man is able and more capable, ironically, to raise both genders versus a woman raising a man, there's a lot of tendencies that can be construed. And it makes sense because it's hard for a woman to raise a man, to raise a boy, to teach a boy how to be a man.
sometimes I be wondering like where these like
Stats
where these stats come from.
come from population. Come from
And
population.
like,
It's all sample sizes.
yeah, like I be seeing certain stats and just be like, bro, how can you say like this is majority of what every like we have a huge population of people, so it's like if y'all taking it from just one small section and then making it into a broad thing where it's like, oh, this is what it is. It's like, it might not be, like.
Because stats, and I agree with you, and the reason I agree with you is because stats are very subjective depending on the sample size. For example, it's statistically proven that women are deal with domestic violence and essays more statistically, but also men are less likely to report those type of things. So the number is not really accurate.
It'd be like numbers can't lie. You thought.
I was gonna say too, like speaking on the first topic we were talking about, like as far as like the masculinity and everything. Did y'all see the NFL commercial?
Which one?
The one was talking about what the NFL is.
Like that, like with certain things like that, like.
So it was the commercial was you could agree with what the commercial?
No, I agree with what like Des Bryant was saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the commercial like the NFL is queer, the NFL is trans, the NFL is like. So it was just saying everything like what the NFL is. And somebody pointed out it didn't mention anything about like the NFL is heterosexual or anything.
Man, that's crazy.
But it was pushing all the other. Yeah, and that goes to. I'd be wondering like who be in those rooms because you have to go through different channels for a commercial like that to pass. They have to go to corporate. Got to make sure So it's like, bro, like what type of agenda are you guys trying to push? Like, because we know at the end of the day, yes, it's about the money, but sometimes be like deeper.
Where the integrity is.
It's deeper.
Sometimes
spiritually.
Another thing with like those type of pushes,
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes they not doing it for the people to say. They're doing it for their business. They're doing it because they want. It's like they want to push their. You know how like they want to push basically their business within like we're going for this, and that could attract more people to come to their like things and stuff, like certain like how even like even when it comes back to like the black community, like certain brands will push, oh, we this, we that, like we stand with black people, but
Popeyes and Hennessy,
because that's like because
no,
they know majority rules.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they know majority rules, and they like, oh, like, all right, if we push this, they're gonna come to us more. They're gonna feel great about repping our brand and stuff. But it's like they're not doing it because of like of righteousness to say like, oh, like this is gonna be good for the people.
Righteous,
It's gonna be good for the people. So it's like I don't know, like certain things like that. Like the NFL doing that, like all right, like
kind of weird to me.
Yeah, like.
Because like that is like it's why it says deeper spiritually because it's not even about the money because NFL is already like I think like the number one sport in America, so it gotta be something else behind it, bro. And like when you do that, it's like they don't even include like heterosexuals, like bro. What you said, what message you sending to? I know some players probably won't speak out of it because that's how they make their money. Yeah, but that's kind of like I'm glad Des Bryant raised the concern.
Yeah, and the thing, someone got to speak out about it. Somebody say something about it. They're gonna be like, oh, yeah, we ain't right. But certain people,
yeah, and these companies they'll do these type of junk, and if a majority speak out on it, then that's when they send apologies, they retract, they pull. And it's like, bro, you did make a mistake because they gotta go through a lot of channels for you to put it out.
Somebody, you can't say somebody put it out. We ain't know. Everybody knew. Everybody got noticed.
Yeah, who's in that? Who's in those rooms? That's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And the thing that is always hypocritical in my opinion when I look at it is because it's like, how are you saying, oh, these people should have the right to do this, to have the right to do that, but I can't have the right to not agree with it? Mm-hmm. Like I'm not saying bash. No. It don't sit with me.
Yeah, they be wanting everybody to agree with the same thing.
I don't agree with it. I just don't sit with my morals. Now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
They don't agree with me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's land is free.
Yeah.
Like I should be able to be entitled to my opinion without it being like, let's cancel him. Let's not follow him no more. Blah this.
He don't agree with the masses, man.
Yeah, facts.
It's an opinion.
Yeah.
It's like you have an opinion to do what you want to do. I have an opinion to do what I want to do. Stand what I want to stand for. You know, but no hate to that. No hate to the community. You know, like it's not bashing the community, not bashing that community. It's just like
I know some people. You know what I'm saying, in that community, cool people. Yeah. Cool people. You know, caring. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing that I dislike is how y'all just like how
the agenda
is just trying to push it upon us, force it upon us. It's like I don't want to.
I don't like those type of games, but you're not forcing nothing over here.
That, you know? So
that's true.
Yeah, that's real. So I got a question of the day. It's a little left field, but it might be two questions. But I want to ask this question. It's a little left field though. So let's say you in the middle, right? If you got a homeboy on this side and you got a homeboy on that side, right? Mm-hmm. The homeboys are cool with you, but they don't know each other. Like, they not cool with each other or whatever. Mm-hmm. You're in the middle. You find out that one homeboy is having relations with the other homeboy girlfriend, but that homeboy don't know.
Yeah.
What do you, as a friend of both, do in that situation? Because if you do something, you're technically betraying one person. If you don't do something, you're technically betraying the other person. Mm-hmm. So how do you maneuver through that? How do you navigate that?
Man, let's bring it to the light.
What you mean?
Bring it to the light, bro, because it ain't none of y'all fault. It's the dumb fault.
That's kind of crazy. That's a unique spin, though.
Let's bring it to the light.
That's a unique spin.
Okay.
How do you think that would go, though? Like,
but at the same time, the homeboy know, though, right?
Huh?
The homeboy know, ain't it? Do he know?
He probably, let's say it's like one day he's like, he pull up his dog. He's like, hold on. That's your boy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm greasing his old lady, cuz.
Right, bring it to the light. We ain't gonna be out here.
His old lady is not faithful, boy. I be clapping her.
We're not making none of my dogs look foolish.
She part of the team.
It's better to see.
You not saying nothing.
I agree, bro. Probably gotta bring it to the light, bro.
So how would you do that though? How would you do that? Like, what would be the steps you take to bring it to the light?
Let's just let's skip all the obstacles and stuff. Let me call my dog. Yo, hey, bro.
And the one.
But are they gonna leave each other alone? Though?
And the one that got the one that's getting cheated on, he's a known crash out. He tender about that one.
Well, hey, listen. You gotta bring it to the light. You gotta explain to your dog, the one that's tender. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't be tender about everything, you know. So
and you think that's gonna make him instantly? You right. I can't be tender. I'm not tender though. I'm delivered.
Nah, that's crazy.
I'm not tender no more. I'm delivered. You think that's gonna fly, bro?
That's a tough situation.
I probably won't say nothing, bro. It's none of my business, bro.
I don't know.
So you're not saying nothing?
Probably not, bro.
Once you find
out, you probably tell that you caused a whole war.
I don't know.
That's on you.
So what you doing?
Like, once you find out, it's like it's hard not to tell, because like at the end of the day, you're gonna be around that dog. You know that thing in the back of your head. It's like, bro. It's like, it's better as soon as you find out. Just better just be like, bro. Bring it to the light, homie.
Especially cuz gonna be around you talking about how good his girl is.
You gonna be like,
You're like,
Shell gonna be drinking juice. He gonna be like, yeah, my old lady solid. He gonna cough, look at the invisible camera, do that little smirk he be doing. But how you gonna like? Okay, what's your steps to bring it to the light?
Just flat out tell him, bro.
On a phone call, face to face.
Phone call, face to face.
3-way.
Tell my dog, yo, pull up over here.
You gonna let them come face to face?
Yeah, why not?
You
Let's
stupid.
You said cub crash out.
Let's hash it out, bro.
You said cub crash out. Hash out what?
Somebody's life blood gonna be on your head.
But like hash out what though if he don't know nothing?
No, but I'm saying what's the point of hiding it? Cause
I'm saying so you probably gotta do it on a phone call then. You can't bring them face to face.
Look, fam, I don't necessarily agree with your method. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different factors that come into play. But the person that you let know first that you want to bring into the light is the nigga creeping. You tell the tender nigga first, game over.
But a nigga creeping might be thin, bro. They ain't your business, cuz. Like, you feel me?
I mean, he's not wrong, though.
You
It's
flaw,
not your
why would
business.
you bring that up? Yeah.
what you doing? You leaving it alone?
Who I rock with harder?
Damn, that's
That's
crazy.
real. That's real.
Either way,
Crazy.
That's
either
real.
way, it's gonna be like,
Who I rock
What
with
if it's
harder?
the crash out?
I rock with the crash out harder?
Mm-hmm. And you know he gonna do something stupid.
I was hoping. If I rock with the crash
You
out
know
harder,
he gonna do something
if I
stupid.
rock with the crash out harder, because I have crash out homeboys, I know how to talk them down. But I'm not bringing other bro around him.
So what?
So what I'm gonna do
Put him right
is,
down?
So what I'm gonna do is the person that's grieving his dump, I'm gonna let him know. I'm not, hey yo fam, y'all gotta dead this, bro. That's Bukum, you know, that's Ace Bukum. I need you to dead this, fam. I need you to dead this.
What if bro be like,
I
"Damn,
can't
bro,
do it, bro. I'm tender about that one too.
How you gonna do right
Every second, I'm like, bro. The one that's 10, I'm like, hey, bro. I'm gonna be like, best man holiday, bro. I'm like, bro, you sure she's solid, bro? Like, she been moving funny lately. I'm planting seeds, cuz. I'm planting seeds. I gotta start planting seeds before I bring it up. Cause I gotta see where his head at, right? Cause you done ask some dudes, hey, what you doing if your girl cheat? Man, I'm not leaving her, man. We gonna cheat on each other then. I ain't never leaving her. You tell me that, I ain't saying nothing. He tell me he's staying, I ain't saying nothing. He tell me he killing the other dude, I ain't saying nothing.
You ain't gonna worry on the dog that, bro. You coming for you?
You gotta understand. No. I'm coming for you. Coming for you. He not gonna know. I'm not telling. I'm trying to pick his brain.
Wait, but what if Cub play a calm? Yeah, like tell me, fam. Blah. And then as soon as he telling me, like, yeah, I'm gonna kill, bro.
Nah, I know my dog. Hey,
You gonna tell other Cub now?
I know, but I think I'm telling other Cub first.
But you just said who you solid with.
That's what I'm saying. But if I'm solid, I'm telling other, hey, bro, dead it, bro. Like, that's my dog, old lady, bro. Like, he really tender about it.
Hell no, man. I think
I'm telling, he
What
really.
if he say he gonna stop?
I think
Would you not say anything there?
If he say he'll stop,
Mm-hmm.
I'll mind my business.
But you know he ain't gonna stop.
that ain't solid.
But you ain't gonna stop.
That ain't solid. That ain't standing no.
Look.
But you know he ain't gonna stop.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to bro that's doing it first, and then my dog. Hey fam, I don't think shit's solid, bro. Planting the seeds. Like, was she though? Like, I'm trying to catch. I'm finding out where she said she was, bro.
Bro gonna be like, bro, you know something, homie? Like, you know something about my old lady? Like, what you ain't telling me, homie? Like you keep sending like these little messages.
Bro, I'm just saying, bro. She just been moving funny
You
lately,
don't fuck with my
bro.
old lady? Let me call her right now, homie. Let me call her right now. See what you know, bro. Like, let me call her, man. Like,
Funny, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. I think the most.
It's a lose-lose situation off rip.
But the most efficient way is let's come together and blame
That's
the dog.
not happening. Shit on me.
I probably
On
don't
me.
say nothing, bro.
On me, fam.
And blame the dom. It's
On
the
me,
dom's fault. It's not
on me,
y'all
gang,
fault.
on me, gang. You find out my dom getting grieved by your dog. You put us in the same room.
You gonna spark on me?
I might spark both of y'all.
You gonna spark on me?
Sparking both of y'all.
I'm telling you.
Imagine, and you know, reason I'm so more preview on talking to the person doing it versus the person getting it done on, bro.
Yeah.
Cause some people They be knowing, but as long as they don't got proof, they happy. It's like, why you ruin my fairy tale, bro?
Delusion.
I seen somebody hit me with that, fam. Why you ruin my delusion? It wasn't your business. I said, dang, that's real though. Cuz was happy.
That's the cost.
Cuz was happy. You feel me?
That's the cost of being a real friend, bro. Sometimes you gotta get your dog distance.
But you know what's making me snitch first quarter?
What?
If bruh stressing about her and she treating him bad and she cheating, oh yeah. Yeah, she gotta go.
GG's.
She GG, she gotta go. But I'm gonna try to like flip it and make it seem like it's somebody else, bro. Because I don't want that smoke, bro. I don't want that smoke.
Shit like that be crazy because, like, you don't want to choose a side back then and date someone.
You got it. You pick a side. Even if you do something, you pick one side. You don't do something, you picking a side, bro.
Five.
No matter what you do, you picking a side. But yeah, bro. If bruh happy though, like if she genuinely treat that boy good, but she be cheating on him.
Y'all comment what y'all do,
Tough,
man.
though. Yeah. Let us know what you were doing in the comments, bro.
What's part 2 of the question?
Nah, I said it was a maybe. It maybe. I ain't get to
Yeah,
it.
no part 2. Yeah, comment what y'all would do. You feel me? Y'all got anything else?
Stay tuned. We got a lot coming in store.
You feel me?
Together and individually. You feel me?
We
We
out
just
here,
continue to work, and we're gonna always make sure we are Christ-centered.
We appreciate the support as always, man. Peace be with you.
No faking.
We out.